Alright guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Nintendo Switch Wireless Pro Controller. Wait, Wireless Pro Controller? This looks nothing like a Pro Controller. Well, we're going to be taking a look at this. So, this is a controller that I found at my local electronics store for about $20. It looks like to be a good competitor to that other controller that I reviewed by the Snakebite company. So we're going to be taking a look at this here today. It does have wireless. It does say it does have motion. It's tournament ready. Oh yeah. And it says it's for the Switch. It's made by a company called Old School. To be honest, I've seen these all over the internet. They're usually some Chinese brand. A lot of people make these, so there's a lot of different models, brands of this. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at the box. So the back of the box is Wireless Pro Controller, made by Old School. And it says, whether you're splatting or smashing, you need a reliable controller. And while you're at it, why not wireless? This is the perfect controller to ensure your victories. You can even use the integrated motion controls to precisely aim and cap toward mischief. Why are you still reading this? Get back to gaming. That's funny. It also has it in Spanish and French. And it looks like Japanese as well. It does show you here how to pair the controller on the bottom of the instructions here. It says to pair Switch, press home and Y button in order to pair this to your Switch. Side just says Wireless Pro Controller. Other side just says it in blue, so it's blue and red. And then other than that, that is what the box looks like. So we're going to go ahead and take this out and take a look at it. Look, here we go! Yahoo! Alright, so in the box you're going to be getting the controller itself. Looks like it's blue, but it's actually not. This looks like it's some sort of protective film on this controller. So we'll go ahead and we will peel this off. The whole thing has it on there, which is actually kind of cool to protect the controller in shipping. Okay, there's the controller. So it does look like it's a translucent black or smoky gray color. You can see that it is wireless. It does have a little battery inside here. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but it is a smoky gray color, so which is kind of cool. It does come with the instructions on what to do and the buttons and everything. And it also looks like it comes with a USB cable. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. See if it's any good. Well, it's like a decent cable. It's definitely not a high quality cable, but for a $20 controller, it'll charge it. That's fine with me. Alright, so we're going to take a look at this controller. Alright, so you can see here, this is going to be your home button. These two ones are going to be your plus and your minus buttons, so plus here, minus here. Then your normal face buttons, even has clicky sticks. Actually feels pretty decent. So what they did on this controller is they moved the reset button and the snapshot button to the top of this. This is not the reset button to reset the controller. It's actually to reset the sync to the Nintendo Switch. Other than that, you'll still have to resync it with the button method. But yeah, the controller feels like these are analog. No click. But everything else seems pretty decent. I do have an Xbox One controller to compare this to because this literally looks exactly like the shell of a Xbox One with just Switch stuff inside of it. So here is an Xbox One controller. And this is the Switch controller. They pretty much look pretty identical to me. So you get your Xbox One controller and then the Switch controller. About the same size. Pretty much look exactly the same. For the most part anyways, for the mold. But this one actually feels pretty decent for what it is. Definitely is not as heavy as that is. It's a lot heavier than this controller, but this controller is pretty light. But for what it is, it seems like a good controller. This seems like a great contender for a cheaper controller versus the one that I reviewed before, which is the Snakebite controller. I don't really like the design of this one so much, as the way that you have to hold it is like this, and it just feels weird with this really clunky grip. I don't know. And with the two sticks in the middle, I'm not too big of a fan of that. Well, with this controller design anyways, the PlayStation does it pretty well. But yeah, I don't like this one as that much, but for $20, this was a good controller. it worked out pretty well for Smash and stuff like that for me to use it. But for future play, I'd rather play with this one. This one also has motion controls, according to where the box says. It doesn't say anything about rumble, but inside the controller I can see rumble motors, so I gotta see if it actually does rumble. So let's go ahead and connect this to the Switch, and then I will show you guys it working. Alright, so here we now are on the Switch. So we're gonna go ahead and go to controllers. Gonna go to change grip order. On here we're gonna hold down the Y and the home button. It should show up here. Might take a second. There it goes. So everything is all synced. It does show that the controller is there. So we're going to go ahead and be able to show it to you working. Alright, so I'm going to check to see if the rumble works. I don't think it does. Yeah, it doesn't actually vibrate. It's weird because the rumble motor is in there, but it doesn't actually vibrate the controller. Get a game that uses motion controls. Yeah, I played a game for a long while. A lot of pop-ups. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and load into Super Mario Odyssey, and I'm going to show you guys the motion controls on this thing. And so, gotta throw Cappy. Yep, so it does look like the motion controls do work for shaking the controller. It's actually a pretty cool addition to actually have motion controls in a $20 controller that's wireless, that actually feels pretty nice. So yeah, I definitely do think that this thing is definitely worth the price. For $20, especially over my old Snakebite controller. I did like this thing, but definitely the layout on this is more comfortable, and being that it's being that it's a Xbox One style controller, and it does work for the games. It just sucks that it does say it does have rumble motors, but the rumble feature in this thing doesn't work. It seems to not be advertised anywhere for this controller, anywhere that I could see. So maybe it's a feature that might need an update of some sort or something like that in order to unlock. There are rumble motors, so, but yeah, I do think that this is definitely worth the $20, and I would say definitely check one out if you guys are looking for a cheap Pro Controller alternative. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you guys like the video, please like the video. If you have any comments for future videos, please leave them in the description below. But other than that guys, thank you. Peace.